Said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic. Cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic.
It's people like us again.
It's back. It's on
It's
again.
Dan. It's Johnny in what I will say is a very fetching sweatshirt, Johnny.
Yeah, I love this sweatshirt.
I feel like that's a sweatshirt with a story.
Nah, no big story behind it. The only thing is, it's colourful as hell.
It's beautiful.
I fucking love winter wear, you know.
It's beautiful.
Winter wear's so good. Scarves, hats, gloves. I'm all about it. I hate summer wear. Summer wear's shit.
You hate summer wear?
Yeah. It's like vests and shit. Nah, I like layers. I like putting lots of layers on.
You can do so much more in the winter.
You can.
Can't you?
Yeah.
You really can, like, dress it up, you know?
Yeah.
Are you a summer guy or a winter guy?
I am probably a winter guy, I think, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, excuse me, I find that weird.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm not a winter guy, I'm a summer guy. Mm-hmm. I struggle, because I have a friend, I won't say his name, Anthony Jackson from Dash Media. He is a huge winter fan. And I was speaking to him just about yesterday, and he says, like, he gets joy when he sees it dark and, like, dreary and depressing. And, like, I find that, like, you just like sorrow. You know, you just like... You like horrible things.
I find a coziness in it, though. I'm kind of with him there. Like, I think I like it the run up to Christmas. So, like, once it starts kicking in, like, you know, like October, November, once the dark nights start setting and stuff, I like the cozy feeling of it, you know, like bonfire night when you stood outside watching fireworks, hot cup in hand.
Really?
That's really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. And then once you get to Christmas, you've done that, you know, Santa's been. Then when you get to January's where I'm like, right, I want to fuck that up.
I want no more of this.
I want no more of it, and that's when I'm ready for summer.
And it's a long drag as well.
That is a long stretch.
Like, you feel like the summer in our country, the summer can drag on. Ah, you bastards! I've just touched the hot radiator.
Yeah, be careful.
That's
man.
warm. You feel like the summer can. We have a southpaw under a table.
Yeah.
You feel like the summer can drag on. That's the wrong word. Can extend into October at times. Like, there was times in October, early October, I can remember rocking jeans and a t-shirt still.
Yeah.
And been aight, you know, been aight. But then, like you said, then you get, it's like really quick. The bonfire night, then Christmas, New Year, it's all like, oh, fun games, oh, what's next, you know, if you're American, Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. But once you hit January the 2nd, all the fun's gone.
All them feelings are gone, yeah.
All your money's gone. And you have next to half a year before you have any joy. You know? Yeah, I'm not a winter guy, mate. No, quite the opposite. I'm a massive summer guy. Yeah. Do you not like, you know, waking up and the sun's out and the birds are singing? Oh.
Yeah, I get it. And it's like, I'm sat here saying that I don't dislike summer.
No.
Not by any stretch. I still enjoy it. But also, like, I feel like on a night when it's, like, still light outside and you're trying to get to sleep, like, that's fuck on. It's too hot in bed. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't get to sleep. The summer clothes can be, like, trashy as hell as well.
Trashy as hell?
Yeah.
What summer clothes you
I
wearing?
just don't like shorts.
Mini skirts?
If you end up wearing vests, mini skirts are horrible.
Cowboy boots?
Yeah. Going commando and that, and people start complaining on the bus.
Do you know, bedtimes in them summer months. You know, I've said this before. Our country's not set up for hot weather. We're just not set up for it.
We're not set up for the cold weather either, let's be honest.
Like,
we're just shit.
When you go on holiday to a hot country, I don't know, Greece, Spain, etc., it's set up for it. You get tile floors, you know, everything's cool. The whole buildings are made to be cool. You're sleeping in sheets, like not quilts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And our country is just not prepared. Our whole country is designed for the cold weather. How the buildings are made, there's no aircon in the house, carpets, curtains. You know, I have one of them, what's them things called? A snake that sits under the door. What's that thing called?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a snake.
It's like a little aircon
and I put
machine thing.
I put it, you know your front door?
Yeah.
You know you have a gap under the front door?
Uh-huh.
Okay. A lot of draft comes in there. So I have a snake. Like, it's soft, like a cushion. And a door cozy. Is that a door cozy?
Yeah, a door cozy.
You know what I'm saying?
I get the concept of it. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
That's weird.
My nana used to have one. I love it.
It sounds like a nana thing. Yeah.
But in the summer...
One of them jobbies. There we go.
That's it, yeah. Mine's a snake, though. You know. But our... Oh, that's good.
Oh, a doggy one. Click on that.
Door cozies, man. This is the way, you know. It's a smart man's move.
Huh.
You know? But the summertime in England is... we always get about 2 or 3 weeks, don't we, where it's just unbearable. Mm-hmm. You know, in comparison to the world, it's like not even that hot. But because our house is like insulated,
yeah,
and them days, man, where you tog 14 bloody 3 foot thick quilt, laid in bed in your own sweat, man, like that's hell, right? Yeah, I can wake up in the summer and literally just hair's wet. Like I just got out of a swimming pool.
Yeah.
That wet.
Sweating like a bastard.
Yeah. We're just not set up for it.
No, that's why I think when it comes to summer, my idea of it, I prefer it when it's like when I'm just on holiday rather than a British summertime.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you live in a hot country?
No.
Or do you think you get sick of the warm weather?
I'd like to think I'd get used to it, but I don't know if I'd probably get sick of it first though. Like the whole Spanish thing where they have to get up and do a siesta. Like they won't cook tea on a night because it's just fucking too hot.
I think that's a myth, you know.
Oh, they don't actually do that.
It might have been something from the olden days. I don't think they do it now.
Don't know. Really?
I think shops close. I don't think they actually go to sleep, though. Like a siesta is to go to sleep, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then
yeah, I don't think they do that. And for the most part, I don't think it happens anymore, sort of thing. Yeah. I think it was an old-fashioned thing, you know? But I get it. Yeah, I get it. I got a friend that lives in a very hot country, and that person tells me, like they hate the heat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They hate it when it's hot. They like it when it's cooler. Yeah. But I think, you know, I say it sometimes like, it's a, you don't want what we have, you know? I think to be...
Well, no, do you not think that we have the best of it, though, where it's like, you know, we have the moderation. We don't have the horrible summers, but we don't also, like, the winters aren't as harsh as other countries get it. We've got, like, a nice middle ground. Maybe,
yeah. I wouldn't... Yeah, maybe England's okay. I wouldn't mind it being a bit more fair. I think it's off a bit. I think we get 9 months of bad weather and 3 months of good.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so.
I wouldn't mind it being, like, 70-30 the other way.
It'd be fucking horrible if you lived in a country where it was bad weather all the time.
Yeah, man, imagine that, like Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like just a little bit further north from where we are.
Yeah. Scotland's just like, it's like the ends, isn't it? Yeah. I've got nothing against Scotland, the Scottish people. I think I've got Scottish blood in my heritage, to be fair. So this is nothing
I think
against...
if you're from the northeast, most people do, don't they?
You think?
Probably.
Probably, yeah, probably. But I think I'd probably rather live in Gaza than Scotland right now.
Right.
Yeah. I really don't like Scotland.
Fucking hell.
No, again, nothing wrong. You know, great history, great people, proud people.
Billy Connolly's mint.
Yeah. Loads of good things. It just seems sad. Just not sad as in like, you know, like, oh, you're really sad. Just sad as in a really like depressing place to live. I'm not about that Scottish life.
Yeah. I took a trip to Glasgow in March and that was like... It's not the best city I've ever been to. Like, it was pretty bleak.
I mean, you can't get mixed up in a place that produced haggis. Do you know what I mean?
What even is haggis?
Isn't it like a cow's stomach with like babies in it or something? I don't know, like
with babies in it.
Yeah, like baby cows or something. I don't know.
What's your predictions, Johnny? Because I've got it here.
I thought it's something to do with the cow's digestive system, like.
So it's apparently sheep, and it entails the liver, the heart, the lungs of a sheep.
Can you imagine that?
You ever had it?
Hell no.
Nah.
I actually would try that.
What, you're gonna eat? You're gonna eat a stomach lining that has liver, heart, lungs in it, right?
Yeah, but you've seen Liver King, haven't you? Look at the size of him.
Mate, he's juiced out his mind. Mate, that ain't liver.
No, to be fair, it has been proven that he is juiced up, but...
I've had liver before. Liver's horrible. Liver's fucking disgusting.
Have you ever had a steak and kidney pie?
Yeah.
Tastes like wee. Because I worked this out, right? I remember once, I didn't think about this until I was eating a pie. My nana got me one years ago. And I was eating a steak and kidney pie. And I was thinking, like, this tastes familiar. You know what I mean? It tastes like something I've tasted before. Then I realised it wasn't something I'd tasted before. It was something I'd smelt before. You know, because like taste and smell are like connected.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, kidneys. Like, I know what like a steak is, right?
Yeah.
It's flesh. Mm-hmm. Then I thought, like, what's a kidney? And I thought, does a kidney sort your wee out? Isn't that what a kidney is? And then I thought, huh.
Yeah, because you get kidney stones and stuff. And
Yeah. So I thought, right, this is flesh and wee pie. That's what this is. And that was that smell.
Yeah.
It smelled like piss.
I'm sure they clean the kidneys, but, you know,
Well,
it still had piss on it.
Yeah, I mean, this organ that's in this pie.
It's barbaric, isn't it? Just to think like just cutting up an animal and like any part of it, just like have a bite, see what it tastes like, whack it in a pie. That's fucking horrible.
Listen, if you know, try and eat a steak and kidney pie and remind yourself that kidneys is where your wee comes from.
Yeah. I always think about these things as well. Like, who was the first person to try it and decide that it's something that we should be having a go at?
Imagine that guy.
So you were talking about how awful Scotland is and how you wouldn't live there. I completely disagree. One, because I have a couple of family members who live in... Well, not family members, you know, you got family friends. We go to this place called Langham every now and then, and they do a thing called the Langham. They do a thing called the common riding, where they all go across on horses and they all dressed up and it's quite smart and everyone claps and it's jolly. That's a great do. And then also, have you been to this before? It's called the Edinburgh Fringe, where there's like street acts that come all around the world. And like, these are really talented people. I know he's probably just a statue who stood there, but there's some of the street acts are absolutely crazy. And
I'll be honest with you, mate, I fucking hate a street act, mate.
Really?
Street
It's
performance.
gypsies, aren't they, really?
Oh man,
no.
if I'm walking through, like when I'm going through Newcastle and there's people fucking juggling and shit, I'm just like, get out me fucking I'm not interested in you, man.
I love them, mate. And like
Do ya?
my mum being in like amateur dramatics, like I think Edinburgh's a fantastic city, and I wouldn't mind living in Scotland.
I've heard a few people tell me that Edinburgh's a nice city.
I've never been to Edinburgh.
Yeah, I've heard great things.
Well, I've been through the train station, but that doesn't count. But I've done Glasgow, and Glasgow was
Dire.
pretty
I don't
dire.
think
Yeah,
you
it
go
was bad,
to... I've never
like,
heard any...
there's a place in Glasgow, there's a statue in Glasgow, right, where there's a traffic cone on a statue's head, right? And apparently every time that someone puts a statue on this traffic cone on the statue, it costs the council like $8,000 to have it taken
No way.
off. So now they've just decided that it's allowed to be there.
Love
and now
this.
it's just a thing.
Love this. Yes.
What, it costs them thousands to get down?
I think so, yeah, probably because of like the safety
Listen, they
things
could-
that they need to put in
Surely
place
you
to
just
have
throw a
this
bit of rope at it.
I'll tell you what, right?
I don't know, mate.
For a fifth of the price, I'll get that off. You know?
Yeah, but then,
I think
you'd be
$8,000
that guy.
might be overstepping it, but it's still costing the council money every
Yeah.
time, only for some dafty to go and throw another traffic cone on
I
its
mean,
head.
that is quite high, though. Would you really be able to get that done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Of course, man. You'd be scaling that horse's leg easy.
I don't know. A bit of upper body strength, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I like this. I like this. I think this is like, it's like it epitomizes like the British culture. Do you know what I mean? This is who we are. Like that screenshot there, that's sort of like, if you were going to show overseas people, how would you describe English people? Like,
There it is right there.
there you go.
That is us.
Yeah, that's how we get down. I like that.
Have you heard the...
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't give the horse a big, massive schlong. You know what I mean? That seems like a British thing to do.
I think that's easier to get off, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. What would you... I mean, you could use a cone, right?
You could.
Or how would you
yeah.
support the cone?
Someone
I mean,
up with
there
a
are-
smarter mind than me to put a dick on a horse, you know?
There's not even a schlong there, which isn't very accurate to horses. Because
Might be a female horse.
I mean, there's a saying, isn't it? Hung like a hoss.
Yeah. Something I've never heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you something that we should touch on. You've just been to Poland, right, Southpaw?
I have, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Got back from Krakow on Monday afternoon. Yeah, it was it was quite something. We obviously did the Auschwitz tour. Really nice time with Zoe. It was very cheap. Alcohol was great. Lots of beveraginos. She wasn't too well, so I had to power through that, bless her. But we did the Auschwitz thing, and it's about an hour outside of the city. We paid 27 quid each to get taken there, and you got a tour around it as well, and that was tickets included, so it was fairly reasonable. But the first thing that you do is, so there's two Auschwitzes. The first one was built as sort of like initially a prison. So that's where they took prisoners of war II when it all first started kicking off. And then slowly there was a perimeter put around it that nobody could go past, or it's like trespassing on the government. And then before you know it, they started loading it up with Jews. And then we went first on this tour. You go to Birkenau, which is the expansion of the original Auschwitz. Now, that's where the mass exterminations happened. That's where the gas chambers were. That's where you see them huts that they lay on slated beds. I'll actually get up some images.
My idea of that place is just absolute like.
So that's the first
worst.
and the original place. So I was literally there on Saturday. And that's more of a museum now. But this is the expansion that you got taken to. And I was literally walking around this bit on Saturday, which is quite weird looking at it. And so that's where they took all the Jews from the original Auschwitz. Now, around 1.3 million Jews died at Birkenau, and it's absolutely awful. But you've got to think that these Jews, when they went there, were obviously average weight. Now, I'm a smaller lad, and I'm about 75 kilos. The average Jew left Auschwitz when they were liberated around 25 to 30 kilograms. So that's less than half my body weight.
Wow.
And you've got to think the freezing... I mean, we were there on a freezing cold day. We had gloves on, we had hats on, we had layers on, and we were Baltic. You've got to think that they had nothing more than these pajamas on and their friend's body heat to share. So I was all right, actually, amazingly, at the expansion bit, because that was left raw. Not much of that has changed. But you go to Auschwitz, and that's just like history of it all. And they've got all the hats that there was taken off them. They've got all the shoes. Now, there was one room that was bigger than this studio, and it was just a glass barrier. And behind that barrier, it was just filled to the brim with hair. Now,
What?
when you first go to Auschwitz as a Jew, they shave your hair off and they use it for coats, and they make it into other things. So they strip these Jews of absolutely everything. And that's what hit me. I was fine, and then it was just a bit of like, God, the amount of hair was just disgusting. That wasn't
That's
even
wild.
touching
I
this.
think that there would be like just like Germans walking around with like coats with
Hair.
insulated with Jewish hair.
Well, I don't think the Germans themselves would wear them, but they were trying to make money left, right, and centre out of this, and stripped them of everything that they had. They literally had numbers as names. And yeah, when I saw all that hair, that's when it sort of hit me, and I was taken back. I mean, she was quite shook up the whole time, and she said she felt a little bit out of place being there, where people had suffered, been tortured, were murdered and slaughtered. And we were sort of walking around it and sort of taking it in. Now, I think I'm happy I did it, but looking back, there was people there taking selfies next to the barbed wire. And
that's the weird thing when it becomes a tourist attraction. Like, people
Yeah.
are disrespectful as fuck.
No.
Oh, my belief in this place is it should be burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, this should be flattened. This shouldn't be standing, in my opinion. In my opinion, like, how can we go around? I know I get it, like, walk around and stuff and, like, stop and think, like, oh my God, like, this happened, blah, blah, blah. Bro, like, you need, no, man. This isn't okay.
No. So this
This isn't okay.
So the government, obviously, there is a foundation that goes to when you pay a certain amount of the money goes to the foundation to keep Auschwitz running, and then also I think a certain bit goes to donating. There's a service every year that's held for all the Jews that were lost. So there is some good that comes from people going to this, and the only other thing that I can take away from it is you point this out, you make future generations go, and hopefully nothing like this ever happens again. I know there's atrocities going off like across the world right now, and them things are happening still. but never on this scale. And I hope it doesn't happen again, because I mean, this is the shoe zone, and it was like that. The mound of hair, and that just took me back. I was just like, God, they had nothing.
Did the room like smell?
So no,
Was it, like-
there was no smell, but you went down to the gas chambers at Auschwitz, because they were a lot smaller in the original, and there was scratches on the walls, and it was there was a strange smell to it. Zoe was full of cold, so she couldn't smell anything, fortunately for her, but there was a strange smell, and that's 75 years on.
What did it smell like?
Rick's air freshener.
I couldn't tell you, mate. A little, just rotten, just like, I couldn't even explain the smell. I've never smelled that smell before.
I guess that's the smell of death then.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing was, and what shocked me was when you were driving, because it's about an hour outside of Krakow, and when you were driving to Auschwitz, about half an hour off, you started seeing these beautiful houses, like absolutely gorgeous. Now, when we were getting taken there, we were told that all of these houses were for the German soldiers.
The officers.
The officers that were high up. And these houses were massive, beautiful, like different colours. Not one was the same. You know, the land on them was crazy. And it just sort of, it got eerier and eerier the closer you got. So I'd say to anybody going to Krakow, definitely do it, but I don't know, I fell out of place. That's how I'd explain it for me.
Having now been, would you go back?
I'd never, ever go back.
No.
No.
I once saw a photograph of someone. It was my girlfriend from years ago, right? She went there. The person she was with was having like some surgery done in Poland, cheap, blah, blah, blah. And while they were there, they thought they'd take a trip here, right? And she took a selfie of herself. And I'm telling you, it was a picture on the phone. Mm-hmm. And when she got back, she said, "Here, have you seen this picture?" And she showed me the picture. It was just a picture. Someone had took a picture of her stood in front of something. I'm telling you, right, the look on it, it looked like the devil was in her face. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just something out of a horror film. It was a picture of her, but just the way her face was, like, it must have just been an angle. Like, she was looking down at the camera and, like, she was smiling. And it was one of the most, like, memorable photographs. I can't get it out of my head. I remember this look. It was her, but there was something else there in the picture. And from that day, I realised I don't ever want to go to this place. This is a place that people shouldn't go.
It's fucking dark.
Yeah.
I mean, does the money go to, helping people who are in this, or does it just go to the government?
I'm not sure on that.
I bet you I know.
I think a fair bit of it goes back into keeping the place running. But what you can see there on the screen is the empty canisters of Zyklon. Now, Zyklon is the chemical that they put in there, and it took about half an hour to kill off, let's say, 100 Jews. You'd put one can in, and it'd kill off 100 Jews.
Nice.
And they, you should have looked at the process on this gas chamber. It was so efficient. They had ways of moving the body fast. The second that every Jew was died and there was no movement in the chamber, the German soldiers would go in with gas masks on, and they'd have pliers to get rid of any gold teeth. They'd go through everybody's mouth and get any gold teeth or silver teeth. They just took everything they could off these Jews, and it was really quite something taking it in.
The hair thing, nowadays you can make some money out of that. Like hair extensions, people.
Yeah.
Like they make a lot of money out of that, I've got a hairdresser and he's big into hair extensions, and it's real people's hair. Mm-hmm. Like Indian
people
girls.
grow it on purpose just with the intention of selling it off.
Yeah. Wrong time, wrong place,
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big market for it. Uh-huh. Would you ever have a gold tooth?
No.
I'd definitely have a gold tooth.
Would you really?
Absolutely, I'd have a gold tooth. What? How could you not?
No way.
It literally changes everything. If you have a gold tooth that's visible in your smile, nobody's going to mess with you.
No, everyone knows you're a mad bastard from then on. Right, that guy's a weirdo.
Do you know what I mean?
That guy has no limits. The guy who has a gold tooth.
Yeah.
It's like this. I've never had the appeal of them like that, and like getting it, when people get the grills.
Ugh, I mean, a grill's far too much. I'm on about just one, like that. Like right there. Right there.
I don't know. Would you go to that one to chew on like harder things?
Either
Like-
that one or the one next to it. You know, like the fang or the one next to it.
Yeah.
Like one of them two.
Don't get your middle one done.
No. I worked with somebody that had a gold tooth once. Looked great.
It looked
Changed
great.
everything.
Did it look great though?
Well, I mean, I'm a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of a gold tooth. Yeah. I mean, you know, I wear a pinky ring. So, like, it goes with it. You know what I mean? A gold tooth and a pinky
If you're gonna
ring.
go a bit pirate, go full pirate.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't do that there, would you? You wouldn't like.
That's too much.
Half a.
Oh, half a tooth's weird as fuck.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Couldn't afford the full tooth.
No.
No.
Oh, I'd be calling him 5.5. What's his name? 5.5.
Who?
Yeah, it's a strange one.
You got
Like.
5.5 gold teeth.
Oh, yeah, 5.5 gold teeth. That's too many. You just got to have one. It's just subtle. Subtle, you know. A grill's silly.
How
A
much-
grill's
how
not
much
even
would
real
you-
teeth, is it?
No, it just sits on them, I think.
I mean, that's silly.
How much would you be willing to pay for a gold tooth?
I mean, I don't know how much one is. I imagine it's about $5,000, right? How much a gold tooth?
No, it's 950 up to 1,005.
It can't be real gold. It's too much gold in it.
Yeah.
Huh. And it's real. Oh, it's a crown that just goes over the top. It's not real.
Well, it wouldn't replace the full tooth, I'd imagine, would they? It wouldn't take.
That's what I thought
that's
it was.
Just, no, that's just to be a plating, I think. Surely.
Oh. I thought the whole thing
So
was a
did
gold
I, to be
tooth.
fair.
Huh? Assuming a gold crown weighs 1/10 of an ounce. Oh, so it's something about crowns. How much a gold tooth in the UK? So they're sticking with this then.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, that might be fairly accurate to be fair, but around 1,000.
Right, the second one. So there are two types of different crowns, which are non-precious crown, so it's metal, and the price for this crown is $350. And the second one is real gold crown, and the prices start from $950 to $1,150, depending on the price of the gold on that day, making the crown the amount of gold being used. Well, I didn't think it was just a cap. I thought they took your tooth out and literally screwed in a gold tooth into your gum, like a full-on thing. You know, that didn't come out.
To be fair, like, I know you're saying, would you go for a gold tooth? I feel like even if they had to do that with just to replace a tooth,
Yeah.
not game for that either.
Not game for that, no.
Don't fuck around with your teeth, man.
No.
I've had my wisdom teeth removed. That's about as far as I want to fuck on with any of that.
Well, that's a bad design flaw in it, the wisdom tooth. What's that about?
That's a nasty thing, that.
What's that about? I got a sideways one. You know, like a sideways wisdom tooth? It's pointing into one of my teeth.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
hell on. As you can imagine. Like, you know.
Oh, you haven't had it taken out?
No.
It's still there?
Still there, yeah. I've seen an x-ray. It's some, obviously your back teeth are like pointing up. Like, I'm not exaggerating. On my x-ray, my wisdom tooth is straight horizontal.
90 degrees.
Yeah, just growing into that tooth. As you can imagine, every few months I get a big swell
Infection
open.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's lovely, yeah, it's
no,
lovely.
no.
It's under the gum. Like a tiny bit of it's poking through the gum.
Oh, right.
It's
okay.
chaos.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
It's going to be...
I spoke to the dentist. He sort of said if it becomes a massive problem, get it taken out. But it hasn't really. I can deal with twice a year, you know, a couple of days of swelling rather than that. It's a proper ordeal, right? Getting your wisdom teeth out.
It was nasty.
Yeah?
It was very nasty.
Full-on
I
operation.
had the bottom two taken out. I wasn't like put under or anything. I just had the sides of my mouth numbed. A little bit heavier than if you were getting a filling. But they had to crunch the one on the right. Ooh. And I was awake for it all. I was conscious. And I heard all the noises inside your head of them crunching that teeth out. Just... And it's so like medieval as well. Like I thought when I was going into it, I thought, oh, there'll be a machine, like an extraction machine. Place it over, pulls the tooth out, job's done, gone out for tea. Nah, it's like fucking.
He's digging.
It's like a hook. Put in and
he's just scraping. Oh
so
no!
like they had to cut the gum because there was a bit of gum overlap on this side as well. I cut that first, then go in with the hook. And then that took this big woman, just this burly fucking woman, just pulling away for a good 12 minutes.
Was it you who had a junior person who was getting your teeth?
Yeah, she was in there with it as well. Yeah, she had a go at first.
She had a go.
She had a go. What do you mean she had a go?
Well, she took part, didn't she? She had the initial. She did the cut, and then she also started to do the thing. And then the other woman, the bigger woman, then came over and was like, "No, we need to get this out now.
They got the big guns in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Bertha. You can get this.
Bet she was Eastern European as well, was she?
No, the young lass was the burly woman. She was British.
Was she?
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and I once got a tooth out and it was a back tooth. And I remember as they were taking the tooth out, the tooth split into 3. It like just separated in my mouth. So there was like, they had to do it 3 times, like take 3 pieces of tooth out. That was nice. You know, that was a nice thing.
Well,
have you ever had, I don't think they do it anymore, gas? You ever been put to sleep with gas?
Not with gas. No, I've had a thing in the back of my hand before.
An injection?
Yeah, that's
and you're out?
Yeah, I think it has a similar effect where you become a bit delirious beforehand and then then you're out. Yeah.
The gas thing, like I don't know what they were giving me, that gas, but it was really strong. Really, really strong.
I preferred the gas, I think, to the back of the hand.
Do you know what? Truth is, I've been under anaesthetic by an injection before, and the gas thing, trust me, the injection's better.
Really?
Trust me, the injection's better. Yeah, I woke up after the injection. I mean, that's the good stuff. You know what I mean? That's not like,
What, the injection's the good stuff?
yeah, the injection's the good stuff. That's like the creme de la creme of drugs. That is the creme de la creme, mate. That's like pure Colombian cocaine. Like it's 100%. You think, my friend, an injection that goes into your hand. I remember when I got anaesthetized, when they put the injection in, they did the whole count backwards from 10. And I remember going 10. That's all I remember. Yeah, just out. That quick. Seconds. Boom.
Whoa.
Not even that. 1 second. Just, I remember just straight out. And when I woke up from that anaesthetic after the operation, I probably have never felt so much euphoria. I felt phenomenal. It was unreal. I remember waking up.
The best night's sleep ever.
Yeah, it was in the daytime. The surgeon was there.
It's a weird feeling, actually, isn't it, when you wake up
So
from something
happy.
like that?
I remember high-fiving the surgeon. You know, because obviously I was getting an operation, and I checked. I could see what was going on in the operation, and I looked, and it was a success. I could see it was a success, and I was like, high five, and I high-fived him.
It turned into Borat.
Yeah.
High five.
It was brilliant.
I like this.
It's very nice.
You took my kidney.
Basically,
Great.
yeah. I'll tell you what it was. It was, I don't mind sharing it. It was, what's that? It was a circumcision. That's
No
what I'd
way.
done. Yeah, I got
No
circumcised
way.
at 30.
Interesting.
30 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Why? I mean,
Why? Because the skin was
All right,
tight.
now I have questions.
I'll tell you why, right?
I'll tell you for why.
You know the skin? Didn't go back. No.
Okay, so like tightened or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could only go back when it was small. You get me? And it was too tight. When it got, it didn't go back.
Oh.
Yeah. When it was younger, it would go back. But as I got older and grew, the skin didn't grow. It didn't elasticize, right? That's the story. Long story short, I got a circumcision. And I was 30 when I got it done, right?
I didn't think they'd have to put you to sleep to do that. I thought,
They need to put you to sleep to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
You're not doing that awake, fam.
I
Think about it.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I thought because it's like it's a kind of routine one. I'd thought they'd have it down as like a.
No. You go to sleep.
All right.
I don't know how they do for kids. I don't know. I don't think they do if you're a baby. I think they just pull it and chop it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know, yeah. But nah, man. So I got it done, and look, I ain't gonna lie. I was excited to get it done. Do you know what I mean? I wanted one. Do you know what I mean? Like that. And I remember looking down. I remember coming round in the surgeon's room and waking up, obviously completely bamboozled, right? Completely pickled. And I woke up and he was like doing something in the corner. He still had like his gear on and that. He was like, I don't know, washing his pots or whatever they do. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Foreskin around.
Washing his knife.
Like
I
it's
don't
elastic
know.
band.
Yeah. And I like came round and I like, obviously you just have a gown on.
Yeah.
And I like ruffled and I had a look. You know what I mean? There was a bandage round it, but I could see down the top and I could see the little fella poking through. So I knew it was a success. And I was like, hey! And because I was just like, hi. And he was like smiling like that at me. And I went, hey! And I like came over and he high-fived me and that. And oh mate, what an idiot! And I got took back to the room. What an idiot I was this day, man. Like, he took me back to the room. I remember getting pushed on a bed through this hospital thing, and I was talking to people. You know, I was just delirious, talking to strangers, like off it. And they took me back to the room, and he said, "Right, you got to stay here for a few hours until the anaesthetic wears off and stuff."
Yeah.
I had like a drip in my arm and stuff like this, and me being me, I was obviously more of an idiot then.
You just wanted to get out,
I
didn't
wanted
you?
to get out.
Yeah.
So as soon as he left the room, I stupidly ripped this thing out my arm. Blood started going everywhere, as you can imagine, and it hurt. You know what I mean? There was like a thing in my vein.
Yeah.
I don't know what, like there was like a bag, but I just ripped it out. Like, it
Well,
was bleeding.
I'd imagine they have to keep a certain level of hydration up.
God
once
knows
you've
what was
got
going on. I
anaesthetic,
say
yeah.
it's all very hazy. I just remember pulling it out, blood going everywhere. I had a side room with like my own bathroom, so I went in the bathroom, was like holding it with toilet roll, like till it stopped, running it under the tap. Put my clothes on. I remember like banging off things because I wasn't quite thingy. I got dressed, and then as I walked out the door, I thought I'm just going to escape, you know. And I walked out the door, and as I walked out the door, the surgeon had got changed, and he was walking down, and we just went into each other. So he was coming to check on me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, then an argument, you know, thingied started, and I left. And he did say you're not allowed to drive.
And you drove.
And I drove. Yeah. I drove home, yeah.
Do you regret that decision? Was it a successful drive?
It was fine. Nothing happened. But yeah, it probably wasn't advisable.
Oh, my God.
I tell you what the good thing about that was, temporarily, oh my God, like, it was so good. Like, there was a good side and a bad side to this. The good side was, obviously you had a wound, right? For a while. As you can imagine, you got stitches and shit.
Yeah.
Right? But because of the trauma, it swelled up. So it was very impressive. I, for a while, thought this was me now. You know what I mean? So, like, I remember getting home and, like, obviously looking, like, there was...
So many photos. So many dick pics got sent around that time.
Yeah, so I got home and there was obviously dressing on it. I'd already got dressing and stuff to redress it, right? But I remember when I got home, there was like blood and gook and all sorts. It was a mess.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to change the dressing, right? And I took it off. And have you ever heard the expression, like, a baby's arm holding an apple? Like, I remember just like this huge... It hadn't gone in length, but it had got very wide. Like this massive mushroom tip, you know, because it was so swollen, right? And I remember just thinking like, oh my God, like, yes.
Wow.
You know, like, yes, my prayers have been answered. Like, oh my God, life is going to be so good now. Yeah. Yeah, like...
Mega dick.
Absolutely mega. It looked phenomenal. It didn't stay like that.
No, I'd imagine it
after a few days.
Funny that. When the cut off part of your dick doesn't get bigger.
No. But, you know, I wish I had pictures. It looked, I mean, to be fair...
I would put them up on the screen if we did. That would be great, yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't much to look at. It looked like Frankenstein. As you can imagine, it had stitches going around it.
Yeah. And the big mushroom head on it.
And the big mushroom head, yeah, and blood and yellow stuff and...
You see, that's the thing. Like, if I had the end of my dick cut off, I would want to stay in that hospital for as long as possible to make sure all the checks need to be checked.
Yeah, I know. That's really what you should do. Yeah, really, you should do. Yeah.
Oh.
You can imagine in those situations. You know, look, what's that?
That's a PlayStation Move controller.
I thought the circle at the top was bigger, and I was trying to find something that may replicate that, but maybe not.
I mean, I'll tell you that what was an ordeal, which clocked on quite quick. Obviously, this wound was stitched up, right? And obviously, the last thing on my mind at that point was any form of arousal, right?
Yeah.
As you can imagine. But it dawned on me quite quickly that eventually...
You're going to want it.
Well, not just that, it might be out of my control. Back in those days, I could wake up aroused. Let's say.
Morning wood, yeah.
Yeah, which I will add leaves you as you get older.
No way.
Yeah. It's a thing of dreams now, sir.
Ah.
But anyway, each to their own. I think some people
Part of my
get it.
routine.
Yeah. Well, I was aware that sooner or later this day would come, right? And obviously you're told, like, don't mess about with it for a few weeks, like, let it heal, sort of thing. But on day 3, I remember waking up and it was a Saturday. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you wake up, it was like summertime, and I remember waking up, the sun was out, you know, laying in bed for that, like, few seconds while you, like, gather yourself. And then I remember thinking, oh, yeah, you had that thing done. So, like, I remember just going like that with the quilt. It was all white, and looked down, and I thought it fell off. Like, it was a bloodbath.
Blood.
I looked like I had a period. That's what it looked like. Just splatter. Yellow, green, red, all the colours under the sun. Horrendous, mate. And go, you know, like panicking. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And, well, yeah, you can imagine stitches split and chaos, mate.
So, did you have to go with the stitches, like dissolvable ones? Or
yeah, they were dissolvable ones.
So it just went away on their own.
Let me follow up on that. So, after the trauma of this
waking
time,
up and seeing all that blood,
give it a wash, sort of thing, as best you could. Very sensitive, as you can imagine. Realised it was still all right.
Yeah,
and you were told.
Did it hurt?
No, it was more that, you know, when you see a wound, sometimes you have that, like, cold shock.
Yeah, it's the shock factor, right?
Yeah, it electrifies you a bit. So I was like electric, like shock, but then realising that it didn't actually hurt and it just looked bad.
Yeah.
It was all right. But
the panic thing, yeah.
You know, you just said about the dissolvable stitches and stuff. They did say that they would dissolve. Now, as the weeks progressed, it healed, right? But the stitches had, like, broken apart, but they were still in my skin, right? So what I can only describe to you is, have you ever seen a cactus?
I've seen cacti.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that's what happened, right? So the stitches were no longer one.
Together, they were just kind of like spiky
and poking out.
Yeah.
And half embedded and half sticking out. Well, the weeks were going by, right? And they weren't going anywhere. So I remember after about 3 weeks thinking, I need to sort this. So, I mean, this is the depths of life. I sat in the bath, right, with a pair of tweezers and took it upon myself to remove these.
Self-operation, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what it looked like. I mean, not like that, but yeah. Basically, that's what was going on. And they were just, yeah. So, yeah, long story short, I had to take them out.
You know what? I think it's them dissolvable stitches. I had dissolvables. You know, I said that I cut my gum.
They don't dissolve.
They don't dissolve. I went in with a pair of tweezers, me, and I
took them out.
Pulled it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't dissolve.
I think when they say dissolve, I think what they mean is, like, the seal will break.
Maybe.
You know,
yeah.
But they don't disappear.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like a Barocca that'll dissolve. It just...
Well, that's what dissolvable suggests,
yeah,
the lying bastard.
So just getting a little bit further into it, how does it work when you, like, who do you contact, first of all, if you want a circumcision? And secondly, would you have any advice for anyone going for a circumcision?
Get one, first and foremost.
If you didn't have the tight foreskin problem, do you prefer it after or before?
After.
No way, really?
Yeah, I mean, vein, just aesthetics, I think. Just aesthetics. I think I like the look of it better. You know,
right.
What there is to look at, of course. But, you know, it's cleaner. I think it's cleaner.
Makes sense. I mean, he's something horrific for you to think. I mean, years were going by and I weren't cleaning under there. Think about it. How could I get in there? You think if the skin don't go back, you
ain't cleaning it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When I woke up, I don't know if they already cleaned it. I don't know what they found in there. There could have been animals in there or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Could have been monsters living there, mate. I don't know. But, I would say...
Oh, nah.
I would say, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't even be, you know, a decision, of course. I'd rather have it done than not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I think purely on aesthetics, I think it just looks
better.
More like a porno, you know.
And you went through the NHS, I'm guessing, then?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was lucky, to be fair. So, I mean, look, maybe not lucky. Like, I did genuinely have a situation where I like to think this would have happened with any doctor would have said yes. I mean, look, if your skin doesn't go back,
It's a problem, yeah.
You need to have it done.
Yeah.
Now, when I went to get this, I already had it in my head that I was going to get a circumcision and I was going to start the ball rolling. And it started off, contacted the doctors, I need to make an appointment, what is it? It's a personal problem, blah, 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 blah. And when I walked in, and I like to think that this is why it happened. I walked in the door and there was a doctor that knew me from when I was a kid, right?
Okay.
Great doctor, right? He's Egyptian and he's circumcised. He told me this. I haven't seen it. Don't worry. There wasn't something iffy going
Didn't
on.
give you a diagram.
Yeah. It wasn't something I remember from being a kid. Do you know what I mean? Right? No. It was. So I went in.
Most doctors just give you a lolly.
No. I won't name drop him.
Oh,
But
God.
he was, when I walked in, he was no longer a doctor. He was professor.
Ooh.
So I remember being there on the day in the waiting room, and it came up, Dan Brown to professor, and I thought, I know that name because it's a very unusual second name, and I thought, is it? Right? And I walked in, and there was this guy that I remember from 22, 23 years earlier. Obviously, he'd aged a bit, but there he was, and I was like, never. It's Dr. So and
You
so.
knew you were in safe hands.
And he looked at me.
That's
and,
good.
And he went, I know your face. And I said, you do. You haven't seen me for like 23 years. And we had a bit conversation.
Yeah.
Told him, who a man was, stuff like this. And I don't know if he did, but he said, I remember you. I remember your family, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, told him the problem, showed him the problem. He basically got hold of it, he said, yep, you need circumcision. That quick. And I was like, oh, that was easy. And then he told me that he's circumcised. And I was like, oh, like you've got preference to it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's his religion or whatever, but he's obviously a believer in it.
Yeah.
It could be like, he might be Jewish. I don't know. He might believe in that everybody gets done. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
That
I
is
don't
a
know.
mad part of that religion.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
But-
just for another time, maybe. But that's mad.
but there was no convincing. The whole thing took 5 seconds. He had a look. Yep, that needs doing. And then I was in and out in 10 minutes. But he did in that 10 minutes tell me that but he also said, this is something else I got. He said, you're going to go he sent me private. So I don't know how it works. So I started off with an NHS doctor. And then the hospital was a private hospital. And he told me the full name of the surgeon. Bless you, sir.
Excuse me.
He told me the full name of the surgeon. And he said, really good guy. Like, I think his name was Andrew something or other. Anyway, I think it was his pal. Do you know what I mean?
This guy
Yeah.
cut a dick.
That's basically what he was saying. Yeah,
My man right here.
Yeah. But then went through the process. Went to meet this Andrew guy, and he also had a look.
Yeah. It didn't cost you out?
Yeah, free of charge.
Good.
Yeah, that was the story of that. I don't know how we got onto it, but there you go.
I can't remember either now. Anaesthetic. We're talking about being put asleep. Gas.
But the anaesthetic, man, that's the good stuff.
Yeah. No, honestly, out of everything that I've ever done in my life, the injection in the back of my hand, that's the most painful thing I've ever went through, I think.
What, getting the injection?
The injection in the I think it might be a mind over matter thing, but I think it was like there in the back of my hand. Nah, that feels horrible, that.
Do you think?
That's a fucking horrible feeling, that.
Well, I'll tell you a story. When I get bloods taken, I can't have it here. So I always ask for the back of the hand.
No, I think I don't know. Much better there. Yeah, I'll take that any day.
No.
Any day.
I stop them. I've had bloods done maybe a dozen times in my life, and they always want to go here.
Yeah.
But they're not going there. I want it here. Ooh. You know what I mean? So you got to wrap your wrist up, and then your veins pop out. Much prefer the hand to the.
Nah.
No,
because they put in like, I don't know if they did this for you. They put in like the block thing first.
No.
They put like a block thing in the back of my hand.
Oh yeah.
And the block,
Excuse me.
The block stays there, and then they put the injection through the block.
Huh.
Is what I remember. I don't know what that was about, but that was a thing that like stayed there. So that stayed in the back of my hand.
Yeah.
And I think just the idea of that just really creeped us out.
I think that goes in when they're going to slowly release anaesthetic to you to keep you asleep, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. When you get your bloods done, it's not. It's just a syringe, innit?
Yeah.
So just
it's
stick
the
the syringe in, Draw the blood, then take it out.
Yeah.
Easy as that. That thing you're on about, yeah. Is that a stent or something? I don't know what it's
I
called.
think so, yeah.
I think
That
it's a
makes sense,
stent.
yeah.
And that goes in permanently so they can put a tube in.
Yeah.
So they can put fluids into you and things, I think.
Yeah. Oh, mine was a long haul.
Was it?
I had, you see this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There you go for the cameras. Look at that fucking thing. I had that removed when I was, whatever, fucking 10, 11, something like that. And then
It decided to come back.
decided to come back again, so I'm probably going to get that done again.
Is that not a ganglion?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
It's called what?
A ganglion.
Yeah.
Was that? Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's like a bone growth thing. I don't know if I've covered this on
It
this
is,
thing before.
it is
but-
just bone, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard people tell us like, look, if you just fucking whack that with the book really hard, that might just go away. But
My sister
nah,
used to, my sister used to get
I
them.
ain't doing that.
My sister used to get them, and one of my favourite things to do was to get the school planner and twat the fuck out of her arm.
No way.
Yeah.
Did it not hurt? Does that hurt?
Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse than doing what you're describing there.
she'd
Fuck
cry
that.
after, but then I'd
Fuck
saved,
that.
She'd cry after.
I'd saved her like trauma though. Like I mean, I caught them.
I would say you caused the
I'd
trauma.
say
No,
there,
that
mate.
was
that
trauma,
looks
like.
quite big. She hasn't had them since. She had two. She had one on each arm where your watch would go, and just when she wasn't looking, just twat her arm.
Oh, she did it without knowing.
Oh yeah. Like no, it was a known thing. Like mum and dad gave us a go ahead. They were like, yeah, get him.
No
So hang on,
way.
hang on.
No way.
Yeah, because she's
Mr.
all
Southpaw
relaxed.
again.
Yeah,
You know? Shout out Mr. Southpaw.
yeah.
Savage, man.
No, because like it's true, isn't it? Going through the holes. What I mean, you're
So,
going to have to
let
go
me- let me-
there.
hang on, hang on.
He employed your service.
Let me
to
just paint a
sneak
picture.
up on your system.
No, I think it wasn't like a known thing, but I went. I think I was in the car and I was sat like Dad was sat for some reason in the passenger seat, and I looked at it and I went, yeah, whack it, yeah,
Whack it, yeah.
and then yeah.
So she had no idea.
No, I'd obviously pull her arm, and go, and then it was sound. Like if you get them if you get them like that, yeah, you're laughing. That's how you want to do it.
Nah.
But it's
She-
a known
I mean-
thing. It's a known thing to smack them in the book. Like
So is childhood abuse.
no, mate. If you want that sorting out, just let me know.
I'm telling you straight up now, do fucking
Yeah.
not dare.
Listen, watch your fingers at that keyboard tomorrow.
I don't think that's okay, Southpaw. No,
of course it's
So
okay.
what if you got it wrong?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't like breaking her arm. I was just giving it a little bash. So yeah, she used to get them there, exactly there, and I'd just give it a little whack, and she was sound. And
What,
it
you went
didn't-
away?
It was it's very small bits of bone fragment, and then all you're doing is you're just breaking that bone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just breaking bones, eh?
Nah.
Not for you, no?
Nah. I'd take the injection back
Yeah,
to hand
yeah,
over
yeah,
that shit
yeah.
any day of the week.
I think I would, to be fair.
Yeah.
No,
I think
mate.
I would.
Let's do a demonstration, Johnny.
No, I
It
mean,
would be interesting content.
It's been many years since I've been a legalized doctor.
I love that there was a situation just where you and your dad like give each other the eyes, like you know,
Conversation, just
you know
like-
what time
Do you
it
not
is.
get that with some people in your life though, that you can just
Whack 'em.
you
Whack-
can no.
whack 'em
I'm
and break a
I'm
bone
going
off them.
deeper. Like isn't certain people in my life that I can say things to and I'm not speaking. Like you're like, yep, I know what you're on about. I know.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like 100%, you can see through.
I think to a certain extent, but I think whack your sister's arm to make that ganglion go away is a strong thing to do. It's just a look,
that's-
isn't it?
That's what he said through his eyes. It's just-
That's what you said. What?
through his eyes. He was
Oh,
like,
through his eyes.
Right.
That's what he said.
He's a strong communicator.
Like
the
whack
man.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Like telepathic. I have that with some people though. It's pretty weird.
No, you. That's definitely a case. Like there is an unsaid language that is just with.
Yeah, but you must have had a prior conversation to this to say,
No, I think it was a known thing. Like Beth was like, "Oh, I'm gonna whack it soon. Like I'm good. Yeah, we'll do it.
Soon.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it." And then I jumped on the opportunity. She was all for it. She knew, that's how we got rid of the other ones. Like I didn't do them all.
You know, what reminds me of a little bit like. Remember when people? Have you ever seen it done when people used to take the teeth out with a whole string in the door?
"Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've
I've
seen
heard
that done
shit.
before.
We used to do that.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it?
Mate, it's probably the best method to do it. And like it's
All mine were just normal. I'd just wait.
Just fell out.
Yeah. Never did any of the speeding up the process kind of carry on.
No, I seen it done though.
Ugh.
It did work.
I'd imagine it works.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Do you remember that feeling before, when you were younger, when like before your teeth fell out, like you used to get really nervous and then they'd fall out and it'd be like great.
Yeah, it never hurts or anything.
Yeah,
it's
but
just, you
like,
used to just tongue the hell out of
Yeah.
that gap, didn't you? Just like, ooh, that feels nice.
Yeah, and they're getting loose and you're all nervous. You're like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then it just falls out and you sound. I've
you-
swallowed teeth.
Yeah, I think I have too, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did.
Did you lose your 2 front teeth at the same time? I did.
Can't remember. I really can't remember.
I feel like most kids lose the 2 front teeth like at the same time. You know what I mean? And they always have that big gap at the front.
I really can't remember what I went through with that.
No.
I can remember like the feeling of losing teeth and stuff. It was weird, but yeah, I don't know what state they were in.
That was Daniel.
That was me for a bit, yeah. That was life. It's cute though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It's brutal as a youngster, isn't it?
Isn't it crazy how like you get baby teeth and big teeth? Like,
I wonder why that
do
is.
they all fall out?
Yeah, you've seen the scans where you can see them like all like loaded up in the top of your skull, like ready to come through. It's weird as fuck, man.
Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird how you only get 2 sets of them? Do you know what I mean? And not like
sharks get like 10 or something, I'm sure.
Do they?
Yeah.
They keep coming?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. I love it. Do you think there's people that have had like 3 and 4 sets of teeth?
What, people?
Yeah.
They just...
Sharks have 5 rows of teeth and they can have as many 3,000 teeth at once.
No, that's rows, man. I mean, how many times do they like replenish? Do you know what I mean? Like ours, we replenish our teeth basically once.
Yeah.
One set
Yeah.
falls out, we get another one. Is there anyone that... Is there such a thing where you can have like 3 replenishments or 2 replenishments?
You have to have a big head, wouldn't you? Because you think them adult teeth are going to be up near your cheekbones, aren't they, inside you?
Are you born with them like? Or do they like grow and develop as you
Well, they
grow?
probably grow as you grow, but they still got to grow somewhere, haven't they?
Thank you. The 20 teeth that grow in when you're a child are known as primary or deciduous teeth. Is that right?
Deciduous.
Yeah.
The
Deciduous.
32 adult teeth that replace them are called permanent teeth. You can have extra primary or permanent teeth with,
Hypodontia.
but extremely primary teeth are more common. Go down there, Southpaw. People also ask, has anyone had 3 sets of teeth? What's this?
Research shows that humans have had the start of 3rd set of teeth already embedded in our mouths. This is most visibly exhibited in the 1% of humans with hypodontia, the growing of more than a full set of teeth.
So it is
There
a
you
thing.
go. There you go. It's a thing.
I think it's rare. I think it might be the case is, you know, when people have teeth that grow behind teeth and then you have to get them removed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, oh, you've got one ready just in case one falls
Yeah.
out.
Right.
I think you've just got like an extra set and it's like chew. Well, or more
more
chew.
of a hindrance than good. Yeah.
Well, good for chewing, but I mean, like, annoying, you know. Just to clarify, anyone from Darla who doesn't use the word chew.
Yeah. Do you know, across... So I listen to a lot of American stuff online, and I noticed like an ongoing joke that English people have bad teeth. Have you noticed this before?
Yeah, they do it in like Family Guy a lot. They
Yeah.
take the piss out of any British caricature. The teeth row is fucking all over the place.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, they always make out that we always have like bucked teeth.
Yeah.
Do you know
Oh,
what I mean?
we're all laughing, aren't we?
Well, they always, like a lot of Americans get their teeth done, don't they? So like,
Do they?
you know, you look at Jimmy Fallon, so they always have perfect teeth because they.
Why do
they-
Americans all have perfect teeth? Why is
they,
that?
they have different medical system to us. So
they have to
like,
pay
so
for it.
they have different. Well, yeah, but also they. I think their like toothpaste and stuff like that are regulated different of ours, so they can put extra amounts of whatever they put in toothpaste to make your teeth whiter.
Right.
Put it over there. Hence, when I went to Florida, my mum was like, "Oh, will you bring back some of these dental strips from Walmart? Because apparently, yeah, they have an extra amount of whatever to make your teeth a hell of a lot whiter."
So it's in the toothpaste.
So if we get tooth whitening stuff over here, and you get tooth whitening stuff in America, the American one's going to be better.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't
pretty
know
sure
that.
That's a thing.
So it says, do Americans or British people have better teeth? Not really. From casual jokes to media portrayals, the myth that British people have worse teeth than Americans has played out over and over. But findings detailed by British Dental Association suggest that this myth doesn't hold up against reality.
Well,
Yeah, we'll have them regulations to stop us getting our hands on that teeth whitening stuff for a reason. There'll probably be side effects that Americans encounter that we don't have because we have a lower level of there's a bleach or whatever that's in the fucking toothpaste to make it whiter.
Like when they first came out, I remember buying some for like 20 quid online, and then like I didn't tell my mum because my mum's a nurse, she's against any of this sort of stuff, but I put these teeth whitening stuff in on the first night. Next day, like nothing had really changed, but my mum found them and she binned them in front of me. She was like, if you want to do this, go to a dentist and get the proper like teeth whitening stuff. She proper told us off.
never.
Yeah. I was
Did
like,
you think it's like poisonous or something?
well, it was 20 quid offline in this just like solution that was put on my teeth. She said, that'll rot your teeth, you idiot. Probably,
I
probably right in hindsight.
I do use that whitening stuff sometimes. Like mine's properly from the dentist. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what she wanted me to get.
you get the trays done, you get the molds done, and they sell you this stuff. Honestly, like, yeah, okay, it makes your teeth a little bit whiter, not loads.
Yeah.
But God, I'm not sure what it's. For example, I actually did it last night. I do it about once a month, right? And when you lay in bed, like you've got these gum shields in, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the science is, but after about 10 minutes of the solution being in these trays, it must like penetrate like a gum or something. And honestly, you get these like shooting pains. Like it feels really like, I guess it's like, like a sensitive teeth type feeling, but like really extreme.
Yeah.
And for the next 2 days afterwards, like you can't even brush your teeth. Like I dread the next 2 days because this morning, like when I brush my teeth in the morning, that like the day after whitening them, when that brush goes along my teeth and touches my gums, it's like hitting
Super
raw nerve.
painful.
Like I'm sure it's doing something bad. Like it doesn't seem.
Must be. That doesn't seem like something that you keep doing, man.
No, it's they're from the dentist. It is whitening stuff,
Yeah.
But it does feel that something else is going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably why they try and tone it down, I guess. It's not just regularly available.
Would you ever get turkey teeth?
No, that goes back to what we were on about before. I think, when that ends up being the pins, doesn't it? And then they put the caps on.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's a rough look, that, isn't it?
that scares the shit out of us.
I feel like the turkey teeth thing is like done an about face in itself. I feel like if you went back like 10 years ago, turkey teeth was just like, there was no downside. They just looked great. You have a perfectly white. I remember wanting them.
Yeah.
But now it's got to a point where like people take the mick out of them. When someone's got turkey teeth.
I think if your teeth are too perfect, like proper white and stuff, you're a bit like, I feel like you start to look like a fake person.
It looks like you got a set of dominoes in your mouth.
Yeah.
They're very, very square and
You've got to
big,
be
aren't
very
they?
careful, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Really, you should try and keep your teeth that you've got for as long as you can.
I
innit?
think so.
You know
That's
what
the
I mean?
game, innit?
Yeah.
I feel like if anything ever went wrong with them and it did fuck my teeth up in some way like that, then yeah, by all means, I will go for turkey teeth.
Them little teeth are crazy, right?
Yeah, it's off it, that, innit?
But that's
So what that's your actual teeth, but they shave them down and then they attach your, I'm guessing, fake teeth too?
Yeah,
your
basically
real
you've got
teeth?
normal teeth. They shave him down to these little butts that he's got there,
pin
and then they put turkey teeth over the top.
I mean, they look great, but just look how white they are. Like, it looks silly, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's fake, right?
Yeah.
I bet when you've had these done, I bet for a time afterwards you're in all kinds of discomfort. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
I bet. There'll be all kinds of nerves being shown, like as your gums and stuff take to these teeth.
I mean, just
like,
had what I went through with my 2 wisdom teeth out, like that took a good 2 months of real fucking chew on. It was just horrible. Just meals were a nightmare, all sorts of shit, just because things were getting stuck, things were getting caught, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And if you have the full set of your teeth, like your mouth just replaced, there's no way you go through that and you come out the other end and you're just like, oh yeah, crack on, life's mint. You're going through some discomfort and it's going to be nasty.
Do you know, like in the olden days, whatever that means, like you think there was no dentists and stuff. Like, I bet like people with teeth and mouth infection, I bet that killed you. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
I bet you could die from a tooth. It's crazy.
If you could,
I mean, you've got to think like the lack of anesthetic and stuff like that they'll have had back then. Like, you have a problem with your tooth and you don't want to die, or you don't want it to spread into anything more sinister.
Pretty sure
you get that hooked and ripped out, and that would fucking knock.
I'm pretty sure my granddad told me, I might be getting this story wrong, but this is the way I remember it, that he was in the Second World War and they took all his teeth out in for whatever reason. Like, I think he'd gone to the story goes, again, if my family listens to it, they might correct me, but I thought the story went that he had bad teeth, and whilst in the army in the Second World War, they decided to remove all of his teeth. That's what. Maybe that's just what he told me. But
Whatever you have to do to win the war,
yeah, imagine having all your teeth taken out. I bet it happened Because they can't have soldiers on the front line with like problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't have you having a toothache and when you know, going to shoot Germans.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had great dentists out there, I wouldn't have thought.
Oh, no. I mean, you're talking in a tent, pair of pliers, just whoop, out you
You know
go.
what I was thinking about? You ever watched Castaway?
Nah.
You never watched Castaway? Oh, man.
What is Castaway?
Tom Hanks film where he's stuck on the island.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen that.
With the ball.
With the ball, yeah. You've
Was
seen
it
that,
Wilson?
right? Yeah, Wilson. You know the dentist scene in that where he has the, he takes the,
Great film.
he has a tooth problem.
Right.
And he gets a, what's it called? Ice skating shoe. And
I do remember this.
He picks up a rock and he puts the ice skating shoe up against his tooth thing
Oh my god,
and then whacks the rock.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, mate. Oh, every time I watch that film, man.
It's a
Whenever
great
anyone's
film.
talking about bad dentistry around, I always just think back to this and how much this makes us wince every time I see it.
This is a true story, right?
What's he doing? So he had
I
severe.
don't know if it's a true story, like, but it's a. I feel like some version of this has probably happened.
I mean, that looks like a... Is that really him? This Quora thing here? Left. Oh, I think that is him in the film. No, to the left more. Right. I thought that's really Tom Hanks, right?
It's Tom Hanks, yeah.
Right, I thought that was a picture of the real
Pretty
guy. But then I was
shredded.
thinking, how would they take a picture on the desert island? Do you know what I mean?
He's shredded, isn't he?
Yeah, I bet you had to lose some weight for the film.
Yeah, I think they shot the first part of the film, and then I'm pretty sure they took like a gap of like a year, and then went and shot the second half when he like
Skinny.
proper skinny down, yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that scene where he has to knock the tooth out, it always just sends me ill. Anything fucking around with your mouth like that's just ugh.
Awful.
Ears and teeth, those two things are like massively underestimated. How much of a problem they can cause you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you have toothache, like you ain't doing anything. Like life's not
You can't
the same.
think about anything. Yeah.
You can't think about anything. You literally, you can't work, you can't eat, you can't. You could see how toothache could kill someone.
Mm-hmm.
You literally, we are lucky to have what we have now. Like
Oh yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
Imagine no dentist. You'd probably be dead. I mean, your breath would stink.
Halitosis for days.
What does halitosis mean?
That's bad breath.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love that. Is that a proper name for bad breath?
Yeah.
Halitosis.
Halitosis.
Wow.
Just
that's something there you go.
going back to the cosmetic turkey side of things.
Yeah.
If you could get one thing done free of charge, what are you going for?
Dick
Like,
enlargement.
if you could change dick enlargement. If you could change one thing about your body, what do you do? Free of charge.
I'd get rid of this bad lad.
Yeah, I could do that, mate.
No, I'd kind of turkey, man. Holiday in
think-
Turkey, get rid of a ganglion, sorted.
I think I'd fix this 5 head.
Five head. Do you
Yeah.
think?
I think I would. I'm going to lose my hair. I'm losing it now. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would like not a turkey hairdo. I mean, find the best in the world.
Yeah, there's one in London that's like 10 grand, and one of my family friends' sons just had it done.
Yeah.
And it's like
10 grand sounds cheap for...
top of the range. Like, no, but this is on the most famous street in London for
Harley Street.
What's it called?
Harley Street.
That's it. And he got it done there, and it's like phenomenal already. You know, like our friend from work is getting there now after a while. Like this one's there already. Like, I think it's 2 or 3 months in, and it's bang on. So I
That's
think
probably what
I'd be
I'd go
the
for.
same. I'd probably counteract my hair loss and get a hair transplant. Like,
Yeah, I'd probably go for that.
Yeah.
A real top of the line hair transplant. You know, one of them ones that like gets it early, so you don't have to go completely bald. They're like slow. Isn't the ones where like they just do it bit by bit over years as your hair recedes? So like,
I think so. I think if you get in there early, there's a lot more options for you than
I
if you
think so.
wait
It might
until
be a
you're
good time for me to start. Like, to be fair, it's time. Like, so you're gonna have that done, Southpaw?
yeah.
How long do you think you'll wait?
I think you want to get it done not too early, not too late. So the sweet spot's anywhere from 28 to 33, I think.
Is it? That sounds like quite a specific age. You looked into this.
Yeah, I've looked into it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, because my hair's still in a decent spot. I'm on the Alpecin caffeine shampoo and all that good stuff. And it has thickened up since that, but there will come a day. My dad's got the little island at the front. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to be there. And not only that, my hair gives me at least an inch. So it's important to my height.
Yeah, that'll be my answer though. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hairdo.
I think I'd go for like the laser eye stuff.
Oh, that's a good one for you, like.
So you have
Yeah.
good vision.
Good vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's probably more valuable, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Although the procedure for that sounds fucking horrific as well. To be
Yeah,
honest.
don't they
I'm
peel
sure they
your-
can't put you to sleep for it, so you have to like they kind of like freeze your eye or something like that, and then have to do it, so you're kind of conscious.
Don't they like get a laser and like burn stuff out of your
I
eye?
think so, yeah.
basically what's
but
going
I
on.
think I've got stigmatism, which is like my eyes are actually like slightly rugby ball shaped
Rugby
rather
ball,
than like
right.
round. So I don't think that's something that laser eye surgery can kind of fix. But
So you'd be
yeah,
like
I would
that.
definitely have a look at it. Yeah, that could be me.
He looks really unhappy.
Sexy.
Yeah, I mean, eyes are like tricky ones, like
Yeah.
because you know what, right? If you're getting your hairline done, and the worst comes to the worst, and they mess it up, you're all right.
Yeah.
You shave your hair off. But if you go and do your eyes, and they mess it up, and they're like, nightmare. Listen, you're blind. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
like
That is
know.
true. And to
I
be
bet
honest,
it's
I don't
happened.
mind wearing glasses that much. But
Yeah.
you know, if I was going to go for something, you know, I'm blessed with decent hair. To be honest, like it's not going anywhere. I don't think. I think that would be the thing.
What would you rather be, blind or deaf?
Ooh, deaf. I think.
blind. I mean,
I'd pick deaf. I want to see.
Yeah, I
yeah,
would say.
probably deaf.
Yeah.
But could you have them both before this?
What do you mean? What? Try them out for a week?
No, do you? But no. Are you like blind, just like from birth, or is it like all of a
No.
sudden-
Someone's saying like, as of tomorrow morning, you're losing one of them. So which one would you lose?
I think it's a tough one. That, you know.
Imagine like if you knew you were losing your hearing the next day. You just be like, you just listen to all your best songs,
Yeah.
like everything. Yeah.
No, but then like you can't conversate no more.
You can. You can sign. You can
Yeah, I know.
texts and that.
I genuinely think I'd rather be blind.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
You just want to hear and not see.
Yeah, because then you still have conversations with people. You don't really sort of care as much how you look. Life would probably be a little bit
Start
simpler.
banging into
Life,
shit, though.
life, you just start munching on tons of Mackies and that. You wouldn't
Like,
care.
hang on, but you can work deaf, but you can't work as easy blind.
Oh yeah.
And you can drive deaf, can't you?
Can you drive deaf?
Well, okay. Maybe you're legally not allowed, but you could.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be able
You
to.
can't. You can't drive blind, fam.
There's no blind drivers. No. Imagine there was.
Yes, it's perfectly legal.
I think you might want to pick deaf southpaw.
Yeah, I've thought about it, and I'd rather be deaf.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, blind's like a real nightmare. Like, yeah, unless you're Stevie.
Yeah.
Like Stevie sorted that right out, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it would be scary being blind, like just the not knowing. Like you know, you think you're sitting in your living room at home and like you just don't know if anything's going wrong in the room at all.
No,
You'd
I
be
mean,
listening, like using your hearing to like really just try and hone in and figure out exactly what's around you.
yeah,
But you wouldn't 100% know.
I'd rather be 10 times deaf if that's even a thing than blind.
Do you,
Like,
do you
double
think that thing's true? Where like if you lose one though, like your other senses kind of get stronger.
That's what they say, right?
That's what I've heard. Yeah, like
So you would, if you lose your hearing, your other senses are your eyes, your smell, your taste, and your touch, and they increase, right?
that's so the theory goes.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess.
I'm sure they all enhance.
Yeah.
If you lose one, the other is
What is it?
enhanced.
5 senses, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Eyes, hearing, smell, taste, touch.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Of them all, I think I'd rather lose smell out of any of them. It's the most useless.
Yeah, I think so.
I actually think it would serve you well. Like,
You wouldn't be-
There's some
yeah.
things that you don't want to smell.
yeah, I think it
That's
probably do you
true.
fit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is there an operation to get rid of your smell? Like, seems like a viable option. You know,
No,
some-
I've got a mate who never had a sense of smell, right? And
so you can't taste either.
No, you can taste. Yeah. So
That's
he just
interesting.
can't. He didn't even like identify it until he was older, because like,
He didn't know anything else.
yeah, he didn't know anything else.
It's quite a subtle one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, just them odd times in life, people say, "Oh, can you smell that baked bread?" And you're like, "Nah,
No, I can't.
no." I bet your imagination would, if you weren't told, "Oh, by the way, you've got no smell," and you didn't know, I bet your brain would maybe make up that it could smell something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
I think you could.
But it's probably the same goes for any of your senses. So, like, say if you're blind, like, you could probably still, like, make images based on what your mind's eye or whatever is imagining is there.
I once met a guy, I don't know whether he was having my life, right? He might have been having my life. But I remember speaking to this guy once, and he said that he had a condition, and his condition was he didn't have a mind's eye. And I thought, like, what are you talking about? I'd never heard of it before. And he said, right, and he explained it to me. He said, like, whatever it was, okay, imagine a cruise ship now. And I was like, right. He said, I don't have that. And I was like, what, a cruise ship? And he was like, no.
You just can't think it.
I can't imagine it. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, huh? And he said, I don't dream. And I was like, right. Like, was he having my life?
That's a typical thing to prove, isn't it?
No, that's a real thing. It says here, a mind's eye is the mental faculty or conceiving, imagining, or recollecting scenes used in her mind's eye to create the story setting. So you can never write a book. You can never...
Just no imagination, effectively, really.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So even if he'd been somewhere, could he not recollect that? Or
I guess you would have a mind's eye is an image, right?
That's how your memory works, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just an image that you don't have. Because, like, for example, I'm thinking, oh, like, you know, I have to go to the gym today. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a piece of information. I'm not picturing what the gym looks like. I just know something I've got to do.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah.
So, but you just don't have a visual.
Yeah.
I think he was having my life. I don't think there's such a thing. It's when you think about it, it's like that's what my brain does. It says, so you don't have you don't have a brain then.
It's like
it's a funny one, that, isn't
I
it?
guess it just depends how it works. It's like his brain works like a spreadsheet where it's just got text-based memories.
Yeah. Like
whereas
Excel.
yours is an image gallery.
Yeah. So our minds are Adobe suites, and he works in Excel.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's how it works.
Basically, yeah.
I like that analogy. That makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to pronounce that, but aphantasia is believed to be rare. Aphantasia, that's it. Is believed to be rare, affecting an estimated 1.3% of the population. These individuals have no mind's eye, or their imagination is essentially blind. That's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I think that I read a stat about, you know, like not your mind's eye, but like, you know, like you're in a monologue, like, you know, when you can, like the voice inside your head telling you like the communication that you have with yourself. Do you have that?
That's like a psycho, isn't it?
I don't think I have that, mate.
You don't have that?
I talk to myself.
You can have conversations with yourself in your mind. Because I heard a stat that like there's like a bunch of people that don't have that. Like,
explain a situation.
Like if you're going to do something and you know you can have the communication in your head, the thought process comes out in English in your head to say, I'm going to go over there and get a cup of
right,
coffee.
yeah, no, I have that. So it's basically just planning. An example of this could be planning out what you do, what you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't hear a voice. No, I don't hear a voice.
Oh, I do.
No.
No, I don't hear like my voice in my head saying you have to do this, you have to do that. I just like it's like there. It's just like, you know, like I know I'm going to go home and get dressed, but there isn't somebody saying, remember, you have to go home and get dressed. That isn't what I'm hearing. I just know I have to go and get dressed.
Okay. But there's never like any internal communication on like what you're going about your day.
No.
There you go.
So you hear a voice.
Effectively, yeah, I have a voice that like I have a communication inside of myself.
I think I see pictures. I think I see pictures. Yeah.
Aren't minds fucking weird, man?
Aren't they? Huh. There's an interesting one.
Yeah.
A voice.
Like, yeah, like...
No, I'd sometimes have to pipe myself up, like where I'm like, oh, Louis, you can do this, and you can go and do that. You can film that. Yeah, of course you can.
Imagine if like the guy in your head like had an accent. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Can if you want, mate.
You know what I mean? You could create
Yeah,
one.
actually can. I'm doing it right now.
Like Chinese or something. Mm-hmm. Hello. You know.
Oh, for God's sake.
Imagine. That'd be brilliant. You're there for work. Imagine. It'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. So now we have kebab. Very nice.
No, man.
In the supermarket looking at the sweets and that. No for you, fatty. Oh, no. That's not racist. That isn't racist.
No.
That's what they sound like.
Some
Asian people.
Not all of them. Some of them, maybe.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Hello. I think it's sweet. I like that voice. It's nice.
Makes you happy, doesn't it?
I wouldn't mind, like, you know, I listen to them audiobooks on a night. I wonder if there's one in Chinese.
Yeah.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Now we drift off to sleep. It'd be nice.
I think you can maybe listen to the Karate Kid or something in Chinese. I don't know.
Yeah.
Daniel-san. What's your favourite accent? And why?
Ooh, I have to think about that.
I think I like Caribbean best.
Caribbean.
Makes me happy.
Yeah.
A Caribbean accent makes me happy.
Uh-huh.
It's not like one you want to poke fun at. It's not threatening. It's not like awful to hear. So like your German and your Russian ones, like for the most part, they sound
Very
hard
harsh.
on the ear. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Your South African ones sound silly. Your Chinese ones just make you want to go. Your Americans is just like, oh, go away, like,
Yeah.
because it's just too loud. But your Caribbean, what you talking about? It's just happy, innit? You just want to smile. Hey, what am I talking about? You know, it's just like a nice thing, isn't it? You know,
Yeah, I guess so.
reminds you of like sunshine, and you couldn't have a gym instructor that's Jamaican because it just wouldn't. It's just two opposite ends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The two
We're going to
chilled
work out
outfit.
real hard today. You're like, no, we're
No,
not.
we're not.
No, we're not. No. We're going to go home now. It's just not happening.
We're gonna crack open some beers.
You do need like Eastern European gym instructors, don't you?
Yeah.
That sounds better. You know what I mean?
Because I never thought about it.
Yeah, that works. Certain accents only work for certain things, I think. You know what I mean?
I think mine's genuinely Irish, you know.
Irish.
Yeah, I've got so much family over there. And when they all come over, normally for funerals or something, it's just like their accent. They just lift the room, like the way they go on, the confidence. Obviously, being very stereotypical, but yeah, maybe Irish, or I do really like the Italian accent. I think that's quite cool.
The Italian accent. I don't trust an Italian.
Too
I feel like they're going
smooth.
to pinch something. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know some
just-
lovely Italians. Wouldn't steal a thing.
No. They're just too, like, they're just too emotional, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got no, like, middle bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, my fiance is part Italian, but yeah, no, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
How Italian?
Like 60% Italian.
Really? So mum and dad's Italian?
Dad.
Full Italian?
Dad's out of town.
Huh.
Italian, yeah.
Is Misha fiery?
Yeah, to an
Yeah.
extent.
My understanding, I haven't had any Italians around me per se, but my understanding, I guess the stereotype of Italians is that it's either like they fucking love you or they fucking hate you. Like it's just like, like there's just one or the other. Like they can have a fight and have sex in the same conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This, you
I
know,
don't know if
like-
that's Italian. That seems like a European thing, though.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you're not getting that from a German, though, are you?
You get it from a French person, though.
What time is it? Do you know what I mean? That's it. All they care about is the time, isn't it? That's it. Okay, that's it.
It's a
Like, they're very,
stereotype
like,
I've never heard.
they're just very like, you know, we don't laugh, we don't tell jokes. It's not funny. You know, that's just them, innit? Like, there's no sense of humour. Italians, man, they're just emotional. That's my understanding. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but whichever side they're playing on, they're emotional. Like they're either happy emotion or angry emotion.
Interesting.
I've never seen a mellow Italian.
I haven't spent enough time around them, man.
No.
I'll have to get over there. I'll do some research and be like, found some mellow ones for you, Dan. I want you to meet them.
So did your favourite accent is Italian?
I'd probably go French, you know.
French?
What's a French
That's
accent?
a good accent,
It
isn't it?
is.
That's a good
It's
accent.
just
like.
classy as hell.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. Yeah.
I like
It's-
that.
It's a very seductive thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That can be a sexy accent. But I'd imagine it's the same as anywhere, though. You probably get parts of France where the accent's really silly.
Do you think? Can you tell a difference, like, in different... America, you can. Like, you can tell...
America, you definitely can.
Easy.
England, you can. I wonder if it's a language barrier, though. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
probably that. But
That's
like,
definitely that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
To me, Spanish sounds like Spanish across the globe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Spanish people will say... I met Spanish people that said that the Colombian accent is silly. Mm-hmm. Like, that they like the Colombian accent, but they don't like the Mexican accent. That I've heard, and I was like, it's just Spanish to me.
It's the same.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, that works for us, like, that way.
I think so, yeah.
Do you think?
I wonder if they think the same for the English, though. Like, if they meet a Scouser compared to a Geordie, do you think they're just like same thing?
I'm sure.
You reckon?
I'm sure. Yeah, I think the closer it is to home, accent-wise, the more... I mean, look, we're now in... Where are we? Beedale.
Beedale.
Is that where we are? Beedale?
Catterick, yeah.
Catterick. But you drive 20 minutes in any direction from here, you can tell a change in accent. Do you know what I mean?
Britain's very divided up, really, isn't it?
You got a Darlington, you get that accent. You drive 9 miles to Aycliffe, they have a slight twang. You drive another mile in another direction, you get to Durham, definitely has an accent.
Yeah.
You go half an hour down the road to North Yorkshire, you're like, this is Emmerdale. And this is all just half an hour away from each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sure that probably, like, if we say, like, Americans, like, okay, you get a New York accent, I spot that. You get a deep South accent, I get that. You get, like, a California accent, I get that. But I bet if you are American, I bet they've got a similar thing.
Yeah, I'd imagine, like there is the whole, like, in New York, like, Queens and Brooklyn, like, between those two sides.
I bet they've got a twang.
I bet there's different, you could probably identify it if you're from there.
Yeah. You would think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's closer to home thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. But I'm still going with the best accent as a Caribbean accent. It is. 100%. Yeah. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to call it a day.
I'm going to wrap it up there, man.
We're going to wrap it up there.
Like that.
Keep the shows shorter. So what we'll do to the 3 viewers we have, right? Because we've got 3 now, right? We have 3 viewers now. So we'll say hi, 3 viewers. If you've got a topic you want us to talk about, or if you've got a situation in life that you'd like the people like us expert opinion on, then drop it in. What do people do? Comment? Is that what
comments? Yeah.
Drop it in the comments. Is that what people do?
Yeah, whack a comment in.
Whack a comment in.
Say hello.
Say hello, and we'll bring it up, and we'll discuss that next week. That sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Are we all done, chaps?
We are
We're
indeed.
done.
Thank you very much for listening.
End of that. Well done. How long was that, South Park?